2020 globally was just chaotic, right?
But also for Ali Watt, terrible.
It was just chaotic. And then us going to Challenge Cup, going to the bubble life. The amount of Mafia games that we played was insane.
Oh my God, I know.
Because we could only hang out with each other.
Wait, do you remember how good I was at Mafia, though?
Yeah, you were a good liar. Like, actually.
I feel like people don't expect that.
And then you got mad at me.
You did.
I was like, Sam.
You were one of the few who could, like, see through my deception. And I remember being like, Ali Watt knows. Hello, everyone. Okay, so today we have a very special guest on the podcast, somebody who is an exceptionally creative and dynamic force on the field, a player who has been a crucial part of the offenses for titans of the NWSL, like the North Carolina Courage, the Seattle Reign, the championship-winning Orlando Pride, and has now become the very first signing ever for one of the NWSL's most exciting new clubs, the Denver Summit. Ali Watt, welcome to the show.
Hi.
This episode of Friendlies is brought to you by Verizon, a proud supporter of the global game and the players who inspire us on and off the pitch. As an official sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026, Verizon is honored to help share the stories of the world's top players, including the incredible women who are changing the game at every level. Stay tuned for more on how Verizon can get you connected to the game we love. All right, everybody, here is Ali Watt. I'm so excited you're here. Thank you so much for doing this. We obviously have so much to catch up on, including your move back home to Denver. But by the time this episode comes out, you'll actually be married. So I wanted to hear a little bit about it. And what are you most looking forward to about your big day?
What am I most excited about on my wedding day? Obviously just marrying Donovan and just finally starting that chapter together. It's like, I feel like we're not going to change anything we're currently doing, but we finally will get to live together when we move to Denver. But just to see him in his little tux up there in his little bow tie is going to be so great. I'm going to be crying.
I know.
And then just seeing the community we have together that gets to come and just support us. And they've been through every step of our journey. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see all of our worlds collide, because he's track, I'm soccer. He has a really big family. My family's coming in, and this is like all of them meshing together. So just be able to celebrate our love with everyone else is actually be really nice too.
Oh my gosh, so amazing. Okay, well, I'm so excited for you. A preemptive congratulations.
Thank you.
I do want to flash back to when you were a kid growing up in Colorado. It seems like there are a lot of really iconic and talented players from the Colorado area. You, Lindsay Heap, Sophia Wilson, Mal Swanson. What do you think it is about the soccer programs there that really produce such great players?
I don't know, maybe the altitude. Because I felt like when I was playing Colorado, we will go down to sea level. I could run for days on end. But
this group of names I just read, you guys are all so fit.
So I think, like, I don't know, the other part is, like, there's just so many different clubs. Because I'm technically Colorado Springs, so I would travel up to Denver all the time to play. But, like, we would play so many Denver teams. Like, I kid you not, it was, like, over, like, 8 different clubs in just Denver. And so I just think there's just so much pool, like, a big, giant pool to pick from. And then just, I don't know, I will still say altitude just for fun. But, like, it's just, the coaches also, I think, were really great. Like, I have some of my best coaches I've ever had still in Colorado. And they helped form me and shape me to who I am. And they've gone off to do great things and, like, be in different programs. But the talent and development from the coaches, I think, really help as well.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. I know that Lindsay always says that as well, that her, like, the time and the energy that her youth coaches put into her development has had such an impact on her career. What are some of your early memories of playing and even watching soccer at home in Colorado?
Back in Colorado Springs, when we had the Switchback Stadium, the Switchbacks are still there in the USL. They actually won the championship last year. The same year I won. And I remember the morning of championship, I was watching their game and they won. I was like, wow, that's so great. Go Colorado Springs. And then we won. I was like, hey, it's just a Colorado Springs thing. But I remember being a ball girl for the Switchbacks, just playing soccer nonstop, like at Cottonwood Park in Colorado Springs. That was like the park, this giant hill. I remember having to run down to go down and play on that field. So I remember that. Always going up to Denver to go play at like Littleton, Dove Valley. Then Dick's Sporting Goods was created, and just going to all the games, all the U.S. national team games. I saw you so many times, Sam.
You did?
Like all the time. Yes, I remember you. I got like Alex Morgan's like signature, Tobin Heath. I was at Piansu Haga's farewell game. I remember that. I was on the field sitting watching the fireworks while they did her farewell to her. So like I just remember going to so many soccer games up at Dick's Sporting Goods Park.
It's so amazing to hear, the difference between players who like really had that kind of role model and example they could reach out and touch when they were growing up and players who didn't. I'm wondering if you feel like having such close access to high level soccer at a young age helped kind of mold your own love for the game and commitment to being really good.
It did for sure. Cause I think people always ask, like, I remember getting drafted back in 2020. People were like, when did you like realize you want to be a professional soccer player? That was like engraved in my mind and like been my goal since I was like 5. I kid you not. Like I
Same.
always knew I wanted to play soccer as my job. So I had easy access to with the switchbacks, seeing you guys up there a lot. What I say is going to be great now for youth soccer to have access to women's professional soccer week after week instead of me just waiting for the U.S. national team being there every other 4 months at best. Yes, I think that's going to really grow youth soccer so much more. And I'm really excited for that because if I had that access when I was younger, who knows what could have happened. So I think being part of that and giving back to community like that to be part of that and like seeing that mesh together is really, really, really nice. And just really like fulfilling, I think, to my career more so.
I know. I think it's going to be so full circle for you. And it is so inspiring to think about how having access to regular games like that at this level is going to impact the youth soccer in Colorado. And of course, how it's doing that all over the country. We will circle back to Denver because I want to hear all about how excited you are to move back home. But something else listeners might not know about you is that you're doing a lot of work with the Black Women's Player Collective, which is a nonprofit group created by the players in the NWSL to support one another and create new opportunities for the Black players in the league. I was wondering if you could speak a little bit about why that matters so much to you, especially as you reflect back on yourself as a young player.
Just to be able to see people who look like you on the field at a young age is what boosts your confidence to go after what you want. So I think one of the biggest things that like makes me feel great to be in my career is when I see a little girl at a game and she looks at me, she's saying like, you're someone who looks like me, you're out there. And I know I want to be out there one day. And like that makes me feel like I'm doing so much more with my career than just playing soccer, just inspiring younger generations. And that's what that collective is for, to bring support to the little girls out there that look like us that want to be out there. So the mini pitch that we've been doing has been great. So many different mini pitches are being opened around the country. And it's just so uplifting. And just using the platform we have to just reach out to so many more different crowds, but just to really just embrace and empower people to be like, we are all in this together. We have all the same, that we could all be here.
Yeah.
Or even if you don't want to be all the way up here, it's great. Just play soccer. It's fun. Like, it's just community, and that in itself, I think that's what's so great about soccer too. It's just a community. You find like the greatest friendships through this. You find people like-minded and just combine with them outside of soccer too. But we get to use this platform. It's our job. It's our platform. Might as well use it to the best of our ability to help anyone out there.
Yeah, I love that so much. And I think to your point that the mini pitch initiative is just saying, just get out and play. Like I think the main, and correct me if this isn't 100% accurate, but the main goal of that is to just provide like safe and well-lit places to play for young girls in communities that may not otherwise have access to fields. And I feel like what is a more powerful way of saying like, you don't have to be a professional. Soccer, brings so much to your life and adds so much to your community just by being here and having access to it. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Yeah. I do want to shift into your NWSL career a little bit on the field. So after a standout college career at Texas A&M, you got drafted in 2020 to the North Carolina Courage, where we were teammates very briefly. But then obviously 2020 was a weird year. COVID happened, chaos ensued, the whole season got derailed. We did make it to the Challenge Cup in Utah in the summer, but then, and I remember this like so vividly, just literally minutes into your first game, you tore your ACL.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it just felt like the start to like a difficult, a series of events for you. You got then ended up getting traded to Seattle Reign, something I don't think you had much of a say in. And it just feels like must have been such a frustrating start to your career. Can you tell me a little bit about how you were feeling around this time?
2020. Globally was just chaotic, right?
But also for Allie Watt, terrible.
It was just chaotic. And then us going to Challenge Cup, going to the bubble life. The amount of Mafia games Sam we played was insane.
Oh my God, I know.
Because we could only hang out with each other.
Wait, do you remember how good I was at Mafia though?
Yeah, you were a good liar. Like, actually.
I feel like people don't expect that.
And then you got mad at me.
You did.
Sam.
You were one of the few who could like see through my deception. And I remember being like, Allie, what knows? But
I was just more vocal too. I was like, Sam, it's you. You're like, no, it's not. I'm like, look at me. Like, so the amount of Mafia games we had to play because we were only allowed to hang out with each other. And I just remember Sinclair's face when she found out I was Mafia and I had to kill her. And it was horrible. She's still my bridesmaid though. We're still besties.
Oh my God, good. Thank God you survived that.
Her face when she's like, oh my gosh, you're Mafia. I was like, I'm so sorry. You lied to me. We're allies. I'm like, I'm so sorry. But going from Challenge Cup bubble life, right? We were there for weeks in that one hotel.
I know.
We had that in a pool and we go on one walk. That was like a block away. And then going to, you're drafted, first round pick. Like, I'm feeling great. We had a good preseason, let alone everything that happened. The amount of scrimmages we played. I was getting my butt kicked in freaking fitness though. That was like the scariest thing in my life. But we made it to Challenge Cup. I make my debut. First game back for the world in sports, right? All eyes on us. I was hyped, dude. 12 minutes in, I tore my ACL. Yeah. And my meniscus, both of them. Yeah. Cool. Whatever. End of story. Just kidding.
So grim.
All eyes were on me at that moment. And so like, I knew I had to be very transparent with the whole entire journey though. And so we had the ACL club and we did SCAR together because there was a lot of us that hurt our knee that year. That might be telling something. And I just remember like, I just found so much community and so much support behind me through that ACL tear. And I was actually very overwhelmed because I thought I was just like a little nobody. I was like, I'm just here being a rookie and I'm just trying to make my name on a team that was back to back to back championships with people like Sam Ewis, Crystal Dunn, Jess McDonald, Lynn Williams. Like that was the most intimidating team of my life. But like you guys were very supportive. And then just the community itself, NWSL community was really, really supportive. So I was like, okay, like I got this. They believe in me. I need to believe myself. So I got through that, got traded in the middle of it.
I know.
I had no power in it. You can only do so much. It's a business. So then honestly though, it actually worked out really well because I had one of the best PTs I've ever worked with. Well, two. I had
in Seattle where you got traded
so
to.
I did my rehab in Portland because at the time Dom was living there.
Okay.
So I was with Eric Marchek. He's the head of medical there. He was my PT. He had to see the ugliest sides of me of crying on that table because my knee scarred over really bad and it was just like not the easiest journey. I ended up having to get 4 knee procedures on that knee. Yeah, I had
oh my God.
3 knee procedures in the first 4 months of that knee. It was a show. My bad. It was
no,
so
it's okay.
bad.
I do kind of remember that now.
I had to get a knee manipulation. I had the original surgery that rebuilt my ACL. And then I had to go in for a scope because I had like a cyclone, whatever, incision on my ACL. So like I scarred really bad, like overly produced scar tissue in my knee. So to this day, I do not have full range of motion on my knee at all. Like I can't fully extend my knee.
Well, that's so hard to believe watching you move out there. You move so well.
I just found function in it. Like and so it took me a bit when I was at Seattle to just like, to move like myself again. So it took me probably like a full year just to feel like a soccer player again. Even though you're cleared, you clear all the tests. I was about to get cleared. I retore my meniscus that was repaired. And so I went back into surgery, had to get a whole entire new ligament built in my right knee. And so, 5 knee procedures later, or 4 knee procedures later, my 5th one was this year. We're doing great. 5th one. And then I came back so much stronger though, but it took me a while to be back to feel like a soccer player.
Yeah.
But I was so strong. I was this, and this. I cleared all my tests. But for me to fully feel like a soccer player was probably a year later. I got traded to Orlando.
That was next on my list. And I mean, look, you clearly in Seattle worked hard to get back, to start to feel like yourself again. You did become such a fan favorite. After 1 full season, you got traded to Orlando, who at the time were kind of struggling near the bottom of the table. This was in 2022.
Yes, I was crying on that phone call when I got that I was going to Orlando. He's like, you got traded. I was like, what? He's like, you're going to Orlando. And they were at the time, I think, second to the bottom. And we were second to the top.
And you're like, come on.
I was like super content where I was in Seattle because I wasn't playing that much. I was still figuring out myself though. I was also training with like Megan Rapinoe and Tobin Heath. I'm learning from some of the best people in the world. I'm okay with that.
Yep.
I knew my role. I knew I wasn't there yet. I was more than happy learning from some of the world best forwards we know to this day. And I got traded. I was like, okay, bye guys. Love you guys. Seattle will forever have a place in my heart though. I will say, because that place is amazing. Does it rain a lot? Yes. But did I still love Seattle? I did. So leaving Seattle has really hurt me because I found Sinclair again in Seattle. So we were teammates again. So saying bye to her sucked. But leaving Seattle was really sad, but I was bawling on the phone with my agent when he told me that. I was like, Orlando was a show. I'll say that again because they were in shambles.
Yeah, so you go to Orlando for the 2023 season, and it didn't go great until maybe halfway through, 2/3 of the way through, and then you guys kind of started to turn around. And I think you just barely didn't make playoffs. Is that right?
Yeah.
But with your new head coach Seb Hines, you all will say that's when the tide really started shifting. We all didn't necessarily notice until your second season in 2024, where then you became a huge part of that incredible, unbeaten, historic run that the Pride went on. You guys went 23 matches without a loss. You steamrolled other teams all the way to the championship, which you won. There was you, Barbara Banda, Marta, Anna Morehouse in goal with a historic number of shutouts. After all of these moments where you can't catch a break, you get injured, you get traded against your will, you're going to this team that you was second to last, and you're like, why is this happening? What did that feel like to finally be on a team that had like that magic about it and to win the whole thing?
You just finally see all your hard work paying off. Cause like, we're like thinking back for like my journey in the NWSL from 2020 to 24. Now that happened, it wasn't smooth sailing at all. Obviously, like you think you're going to be a first round pick and that you're going to be balling. Like you think you're about to be the like, and I didn't say I was that, but like you thought you were about to have a really good start to your career, especially with the team I was set up with. Like you guys were stacked. I'm sorry. Like I was probably gonna do little work, but I was gonna learn from some of the best people. If I could just sit under Jess McDonald for 4 years or Liv Williams, I would have been fine. Because I would be learning from the best of the best, and then I could have grown from there. Mm-hmm. But that didn't happen. But so you kind of have to figure out your own way, learn from yourself, grow in yourself. So I got a lot of internal growing. I was forced to, but I got to do it, and I got to really embrace who I was on and off the field, first of all, because you start to lose your identity with those kind of injuries. And so then going to Orlando, and then obviously like Seb Hines was the interim head coach when I first got there. He's like, mate, we're just like trying to figure it out. Like, we're going to build something great here. You just have to trust the process. I'm like, I have no other options, but I trust you. I will trust this process. So when you see the players we had in 2023, obviously, like, we're still founding a foundation. We wanted to take out everything that Orlando Pride was known for. So when we were doing 2023, we were so set to just build a proper foundation. And okay, sure, it didn't show the results in that first year, but we still showed better results. Like, we were missing playoffs by a singular goal.
Well, and you were, I mean, yeah, it might not have showed up necessarily in the standings, but you were building the foundation. That's what 2024 was
and then
built
the foundation was set, and then 2024 is where we finally get to grow just up.
Yeah.
I felt like we were like 6 feet under. We were set like low.
You had to pour some concrete.
Exactly.
And then
we
you
were
had to
underground.
do the next thing.
And that was
and then 2024 was like painting just the final touches, you know?
And like, I remember that year in 2024, we had Morgan Cottrell. We were doing goal setting, and we were seriously sitting through every game. We're like, okay, like at this point in the year, we want this many points. Like, how do we think we were going to win these games? And we're like, we're going to win it. We're going to win it. We're going to win it. We're going to win that game. We're going to win that game. We're going to win that game. Like, we had the list, and we're like, wow, we're seriously matching our goal setting, which is crazy because we were like, oh, we're just being like delusional, help a little delulu, right? But at the same time, we had such belief in ourselves because we just knew that like people were going to completely think that we're just like nothing still. And so when we finally started showing up, eight undefeated through like midway of the season, right? And people are saying, oh, it's a fluke. We're like, consistency isn't a fluke, but cool. But we built such a great foundation prior and had so much trust in each other. And we loved the underdog mentality. We loved it.
Isn't it the best?
I loved it because you could only go up.
I love it so much. I literally would I want nothing else but to be an underdog. Like, it is the best mentality to have.
Yeah, we ate it up. We ate it up. And even then we won the Shield, and we're still high seed going into playoffs. People are still saying that we weren't going to win. We're like, that's crazy. I remember playing Kansas City in semifinal. I thought Kansas City was going to beat us. They're a good freaking team, you guys. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, they're stacked. They're a really good team, too. But I don't know why people just didn't like us. It was weird. I was like, what else do you need from us?
I know. I mean, I hear that. And I don't know why. I mean, I think sometimes you build that internal bubble, like, within your group so much that it does feel like it's you against the world. And I remember having that feeling with the Courage a lot. Like, people feeling like, ugh, this is so annoying. Like, they're not even that good. Whatever it was that they were saying, it was always like us against the world. And I think that's where that underdog mentality like really comes from, you know, again, is really, really valuable for a team. I do want to shift gears a little bit. I know you guys had another like little bit of an up and down year, still incredibly successful though here in Orlando, but about halfway through the season, it was announced that you would be going back home the following year to go back to Denver, back to your hometown and to play for the Denver Summit, which is a new expansion team in the NWSL. After a combination of investor and community support, the NWSL had announced the year prior that Denver would become the league's 16th team, would start play in 2026. When you first heard that news that Denver was coming back, were you immediately like, I'm interested in going there?
I wouldn't say immediately because like that came out in 2024, right? So I was really focused on the year. I'm like, I'm going to die here in Orlando. Like, I'm a diehard Orlando Pride girl. Like, I would never leave this place. It's quoted somewhere too. I think like Mike Watts got it like on quote. I was like, it'd be crazy to leave Orlando. Like, why would you want to leave Orlando? He called me out on that too in an interview. And I was like, I remember when Denver first got announced, I said, it's about time. Because I'm like, that is such a soccer state with Texas and California leading it. It's also bigger population states. They're huge. Colorado produces some of the biggest talented players we have on the national team. So I'm like, how is it not time? When I think of how many clubs and youth players are in that area, it took forever for them to get a team. We have the investors. They see the potential with Denver because it's a soccer city. When you go to national team like games there, it's sold out. It is it's crazy when you go to Colorado games there. Like it's too much. No, it's not too much. So when I heard, I was like, oh, but like I would never leave Orlando. And then so it came up like mid-season this year, and I was like, kind of going home would be kind of nice. Like I'm getting older. I'm like approaching my last like negotiating for contracts, and I wouldn't be upset if I did my last years of playing back in my home state. That would be the most perfect full circle moment of my life, I think, in my career. And so it kind of got brought up a little bit. I kind of texted my agent. I was like, would they be interested? Like, just wondering, like, but don't ask. But like, are they interested? That flew. Like it was like boom, boom, boom. Like,
oh, your agent asked. Like, your agent was yes. Like, I'm asking.
I was like, and I didn't expect them to be like, oh my gosh, we would love Allie to come home. I'm like, oh my God, really? Like, you guys would want me to come home? They're like, dude, of course we do. I'm like, wait, that makes me so happy. Now I don't know what to do. Like, I was so overwhelmed. It was like mid-season break. I was like,
two amazing options.
I was like, that was like too many options because like I love Orlando, but this could be a really good opportunity. And Donovan's a track runner. He could also train there. We could live together. That would be so ideal. We discussed it for a bit and like we thought that could be a really good decision, and we decided to go with it, talk to them about it, and they were just super excited. And then seeing everything they're putting together in Denver, it's really, really, really exciting. So I was like, I think going home to the community that gave me everything, it just seemed proper. And like, I love Orlando, don't get me wrong. Saying my goodbyes here in Orlando to the fans was seriously like so emotional for me. And I love them so much. And I said, just please be kind when I'm here again. I'll just be in a different jersey. And they've just been like so embracing about it still. Like, we get it, you're leaving. We're happy for you to go home, but like, you're still one of our players. So I think that's been gave me such reassurance that people are very understanding of like, I'm a human that has other like things going on with life. And like going home is something that you never think you get to do. And like, I never thought growing up I was going to play professional soccer in Colorado. Like, I never thought that was going to be an option. And now it's here. At 28 years old, I get to go home and play professional soccer still and like reflect back of like, this is where I did everything. And this is possibly maybe where I could end my career here. And like, that's just, I think, the most perfect thing that could happen.
It is really so cool. I mean, I think of Allie Riley with that similar journey of like, I never thought I'd be able to come back to LA and play here. And I even think of myself seeing the Boston Legacy also joining the league next year. Oh my gosh, would I have loved to play for my hometown team? It would have been such a childhood dream come true. And I imagine what it would have been like to tell my parents I'm coming to play here.
Oh my gosh, I get to tell my mom that. It was so great.
How did you tell her?
I have it on video, but she also thought I was pregnant when I was telling her. So like that got like bleeped out because I'm like, hey, I need to call you about something. Like, she's like, okay. So she called me. I was like, no, like I need to FaceTime you about this. So she's like thinking I'm like gonna show her like a pregnancy test. I'm like, I told Donovan that. He's like, no. So I won't be on the phone call because she really will think we're like announcing that we're pregnant. And so I was like, hey mom, like, is it okay if like I put your address down for our registry? Because like, I think it would just be easier for me, Dom, to get stuff from our wedding if it's in the same state already. So it'd be just like easier just to drive it up. She goes, what? I was like, yeah, like, so it's in the same state. She's like, are you going to Denver? And she's like, it was the best way I could put it. And so she's like, wait, you're coming home. Because she was like sick of trying to find me from like outside state and everything. She always came to Kansas City because to drive over. But coming down to Florida all the time was kind of hard for Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
So telling my mom I was coming home is like so nice because I've been out of Colorado since I went to college.
Yeah.
So it's been well over 10 years now. She was really excited, but I think she was also scared. She was sad I wasn't pregnant. Weird. I was like, no, that's not my job. I'm the youngest. That's not my job for you right now.
Yeah.
But telling my mom it was so good. Her reaction was priceless.
That is really, really sweet. Well, Denver is very lucky to have you. I know that in addition to the owner, Robert Cohen, who comes from the business world, two of the team's owners are also athletes, former NFL star Peyton Manning and skier Michaela Schifrin. How do you think having athletes a part of the ownership group, helping to build the team, will make the team and the whole environment actually better for the players?
They've been through it. Like, essentially, like, it's when you like look back and like, if I ever would like get a job in soccer, I would always just put in my mind, like, how would the players feel? How would this set up the players the best? Like, how would this perform to their like potential? Like all this stuff. So I think having them really understand like the ins and outs of it, because have long, successful careers. They understand what it's like to be an athlete. So they're going to do everything in their power just to set us up and just look after us. And so I understand it's a business side too, but I think they're very, very, very in their heart going to be like, well, what about the players? And that's so reassuring to have because I've been tossed around this league. Like, I understand it's a business deal, but at the same time, like, we're people. So even like getting traded to Denver and giving consent of like, I give consent for this trade. That was so empowering. So shout out to the CBA. Shout out to our PA. I love you guys because getting that email from like Tori Huster going like, I just want to confirm that you want this trade. I'm like, I do. I was like, I do.
Thank you for confirming.
She's like, this is what you want, right? I was like, yes. I've been traded without consent across country twice. Seeing how much we've come in this league is so great. I love it.
I know. And you're in a unique position with that too, where you've like really seen, you know, what some of the older players like fought for to get here. And now you're also getting to enjoy it. And you're also going to get to leave a legacy behind. You're one of the first signings for Denver. But since you've joined the team, we're starting to see the roster get built out. So who are some of the teammates that you're excited to play with?
I get to play with KK again. I'm really excited.
Kaylee Kurtz, who's coming from the Courage, who I was her teammate as well. And I feel like is going to be such a solid foundation at the back for the
She's an Iron Woman, 3 years in a row?
At least. She's played every minute
about fit, and
of every
fit
game.
In altitude, when she's adjusted to altitude, that's going to be crazy.
Terrifying.
Abby just got announced yesterday, so I'm really excited for Abby. She's a quality ass keeper, but like her as a person is just chef's kiss. Like she's a
Abby
class
Smith.
person.
Yep.
Yes. I'm really excited for her. And then I'm still waiting for them to announce more people.
Oh,
so I'm not
okay. We'll have to wait.
But like they're great people. Well, I can't say.
Okay, no worries. No pressure.
What are we announcing though? Like,
I know.
TikTok people. I want to know who my teammates are.
I know. Well, you might not know all of your teammates yet, but you do know that there's going to be more than 25,000 fans that have already been sold. 25,000 tickets have already been sold for the first match.
Mm-hmm.
How excited are you to like meet all of these fans and play for the people in Colorado?
When I say Denver and Colorado is a soccer state, it's already showing up, and we haven't even got into the city to start training. Like they're ready to go. So I think that's what's been really just reassuring. So like people are going to be there and people want us there. And like, they've been waiting for this moment. They've been wanting this. So the fact that we get to play in, I don't even know what the name of the field is anymore because it's been renamed 4 million times since I've like grown up. Mile High Stadium, though. It's always Mile High Stadium in my head. I just remember always passing by that on I-25 after soccer games from Dick's Sporting Good Park, depending on which way we went home. And I'm just like, this is a big ass stadium. That'd be crazy to play there one day. Well, here we are. Or even like Dawn has been like, could you imagine playing it at like something that big? I was like, well, it's already 25,000 people and we can only go up from there, right? Like, it's crazy. And he's raced in tracks where like, it's been like 60,000 plus people.
Oh
like he's been in some big events. But I'm just like, bro, 25,000, that's going to be insane. It's just going to be, and they could only get more people in it. So I think that's going to be really, really cool. And can we just play more games there? That'd be nice.
I know.
Let the people come.
Seriously. Well, I mean, if the fans are showing up, you're going to have to go into that big old stadium.
I know.
So I feel like my last question for you, Allie, and I kind of already mentioned it, but I think that you know, when you were growing up, you had these like role models to kind of reach out to and see playing in person. You've now found this empowerment in your own career, being able to kind of have a little bit more control over where you're going. And like I said before, I feel like you are in this really unique position, like with your age in the league, where you did see some of the early days and what was happening, but you also were there when some of those changes started to take place and the standards of the league were getting better. And I think being here in this time, I think it must be impressed upon you the importance of being a player who like advocates for the next generation, because you have benefited from that. And so I think I'm wondering, as you're going home to Denver, you're going to be one of the leaders of this team. It is your hometown. What do you want to give to the next generation of players, to even the young fans in Colorado who are going to watch you and aspire to be like you? What do you want to leave behind and make them feel when they come watch you play?
Being out where I am with my career, because like I remember when I was a rookie, the minimum contracts then, and even back then, like prior, it was like not good, but like even like our rookie contracts then were just barely okay. And like now we're seeing people get offered millions of dollars in contracts now in the league. That's just crazy to see. And it just shows how much more we have to grow. So I think it's really exciting to be kind of in between of like, I've seen how down we've been, and now I see just the endless opportunities for this league. And it's getting managed really well to just go the right direction. Like we are going to go up and only up from here. So I think that's really just like nice to be a part of, and very grateful to see the growth and be a part of that growth. To come back to Colorado, and what I want to leave behind is just, I just want to show people like, you just like, this is all you, like, this is the greatest thing you can be doing. It's just like, there's so much joy in all this still, as all this is so serious of like injuries, getting traded, moving across country. You're always getting criticized. Like you're always getting put down in some way kind of in your career. Like you're always fighting for something. And all of this mess, I'm still saying I'm playing soccer as my job. And I still have the same passion for it, the same love for it that I had when I was a kid. And I get to go back to the same state. I get to discover it. I just want people to just see the joy. As much as I might have like not the most prettiest face on the field that might not show joy, I have joy. So I think that's what I like love to like leave out to people and to fans, is like, as serious as this is, I know it's my job. I have so much joy in my job, of just the people, the community, the people I get to work with, the staff are some like my bestest friends, I find out. And just like even the relationships you build, like so many of my bridesmaids are people I met from soccer or just any type of sports. Like there's so much love and joy I find in this. And like, that's all I wanted people to see. All the other stuff is like, whatever, like sure. But like deep down, that's what it is. That's what gets me through the day.
Yeah.
Not this, not money, not doing this, like whatever. Moving cross country to go back to my hometown, that's so much joy. Like that's a full circle moment. Like I met my soon-to-be husband through soccer because we went to the same college. Like that's my joy. Like it's just so much more to it. I just think people kind of fail to realize that. So that's what I want people to see. Like as much as soccer is really serious to me, it's seriously like a joy that gives me so much more than just soccer.
Yeah. That's amazing, and was a really, really beautiful answer. I'm so glad you get to bring that back home and share that with the community in Denver that will be coming out to support you. Allie, this was so fun to catch up. We like haven't chatted in a while, so I'm really grateful that we got to do this. I am literally so excited to see pictures from your wedding, and I'll be cheering for you at the summit.
That's crazy. I'm gonna be Brazier. I'm gonna have a different last name.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
Are you gonna have it on your jersey?
Here. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see.
I'm taking that last name. I'm taking that. I've been waiting for it. I'm taking that name. So the Watt jersey is done here in Orlando.
At the end of an era, but the start of a beautiful new chapter, Allie.
Yeah,
congratulations.
So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you all so much for listening. It was so fun to hear from Allie, a former teammate of mine who I've loved watching succeed with Orlando. I'm also so happy for her and her now husband, Donovan Brazier, an American track star. They got married shortly after this interview, and the pictures are so gorgeous. You can check them out on Allie's Instagram. Before we let you go, we've got our linked up voicemail of the week presented by Verizon. Each week, we want to hear from you. So call and leave us a voicemail at 855-611-4050, and you could be featured on a future episode of Friendlies. Here's our caller this week.
Hi, it's Rosie, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia, and my favorite team is the Washington Spirit. And if the noise on your side is a little questionable, it's because I'm calling from a little banana phone I got from my sister for Christmas. Thanks, Olivia. And my question is, what matchups are you most excited for this NWSL season? And who do you think will win the Challenge Cup? Bye.
Hi, Averly. First of all, the banana phone sounds great, as expected. Banana phones, what an incredible gift. And great question coming from you. I'm so excited for the NWSL season, and I'm particularly looking forward to seeing the new expansion teams, Denver and Boston, compete in the league. For Challenge Cup, I think we're starting strong with the rematch between the Kansas City Current and Gotham. That upset in the quarterfinals of last season, remember when Gotham beat Kansas City and it was like kind of unexpected. So I just feel like this rematch is going to be so heated. And I also am like eager to see how these teams are starting the season. Kansas City has a new coach. Gotham is obviously just still stacked full of talent. So that's going to be a good one for sure. I'm excited for the Challenge Cup. Averly, thank you so much for calling and kicking off our linked up voicemail of the week presented by Verizon for 2026. If anybody else wants to join us for this segment, the banana phone is always open. You can give me a call at 855-611-4050. Just leave a message, ask me a question, and then you could be the next featured listener. Thanks to our friends at Verizon. We are getting back on track here at the women's game, and I am excited to announce that we have another special dropping early next week with Kate Ward, recently retired superstar from the deaf U.S. women's national team, who won gold at the Deaf Olympics in Tokyo last November. It was so cool to talk to Kate. We even had an interpreter join the call, so be sure to check out that interview on Tuesday on our YouTube channel. Thank you all so much for listening. If you haven't yet, make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel or podcast feed, and you can also check out our newsletter that gets delivered to your inbox every Tuesday with all the women's soccer news that you need to know. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you soon.